Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend and you're looking forward to a nice week ahead. Our theme today is clarity. So let us seek to find clarity in our breath, clarity through our poses, and clarity in our mind. So we'll dip in and out of that as we go through the practice. As always, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. Nice flowing practice today, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. But let us begin by lying down. Make yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. Relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. And moving into the present moment. So let go of everything that's going on in your life and in the world. And take this time to connect your body with your mind through your breath. Giving yourself permission to slow down. And as you bring this slowness to you, begin to become still. Finding a stillness in your feet and your legs, a stillness in the whole back of your body and in your arms and hands. A stillness to your head and your face, a stillness to your whole body. The only movement in your body is the movement of your breath. And in order to bring stillness to your mind, just allow it to focus on your breath. Inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, pausing, and then exhaling. And let's practice that victorious breath, the EOG breath. As we lie here, we'll use it throughout the practice. So this is the breath where you just make that nice sound as you breathe. And in order to do this, it can help to imagine that you're breathing through a little hole at the base of your throat. Listen to the sound of your exhale. That lovely oceanic sound. And taking 3 more breaths like this. Then in your own time, bending the knees, rolling over onto your side, make your way up to stand. And standing anywhere you like on your mat. Let's stand with the feet together, the toes are together, the heels are a little bit apart, so that you've got a nice straight line down the outside of your feet. And in this position, standing up nice and tall, just being aware of your own alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Turn the palms out just to bring a little more openness to the chest. Close your eyes and let's take 3 breaths here. Still using that victorious breath. And then let's just bring the hands onto the hips and we're going to step this right leg out to the side, then point it to the front, to the side, point it to the back, to the side and back to the starting position. And we'll do the same with the left leg. So pointing the toes out to the side, to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front. Good. Let's do that again a couple of times on each side. So it's just really nice to get the hips moving in all directions. Side, front, side, back, side, starting position. And again to the right. And the left. Good. And then from here, raising the right arm up past your ear. So it's pointing straight up to the ceiling. And let's take a bend towards the left. And as you take this bend, feeling the stretch come all the way down your arm, down the whole side of your body, past your ribcage, all down the side of the leg, the whole way to the foot. 2 more breaths here, again, honing in on that victorious breath. And then let the left hand come up to clasp the right hand as we just go a little deeper into this bend. And drawing yourself to upright. So now we've got a beautifully lengthened right side of the body. Let's do the same to the left side. So left hand up past the ear, taking that bend towards the right. Really feeling the stretch all the way down that left side of the body. 1 more breath here. And then letting that right hand come up to clasp the left. And just extend that stretch a little bit more. And drawing yourself all the way back to upright. And from here, raise the arms, both arms up over the head, sweep them out to the side. We're going to come into a forward fold. So bend your knees as much as you need to as you fold forward here. Take a breath.
Walk the hands out so that you lengthen in the spine. Let me turn sideways so you can see what I mean. Lengthen in the spine. And lift to halfway. When you lift halfway, draw the elbows back so they're looking at each other. So you're just opening that chest that little bit more. Forward fold again. Bend the knees. And come all the way up to stand. Palms together. Raise the gaze. And once again, sweeping down into your forward fold. Taking a breath. Lifting up to halfway, lengthening that spine. Let the elbows look at each other. Forward fold again for a breath. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together. Raise the gaze, last swan dive. As you sweep down into your forward fold, lifting halfway, forward fold once again, and bend the knees to come all the way up, bringing the hands down together, keeping that nice length and alignment in the body. Draw your hands behind your back, clasping the fingers behind you, and then draw them away so you'll really feel your chest begin to open and stretch, like you're drawing your two shoulder blades together to meet. Again, taking that victorious breath. With this simple pose, finding clarity in the pose, clarity in your breath. And releasing the hands, taking the left hand, draw it up behind you so that it's coming between your shoulder blades or wherever it will go, and then encourage it with your right hand by just drawing the elbow back. So again, if you can't get your hand up there, that's fine. Just gently press it. So even if this is as far as your arm will go, that's fine. Just gently encourage it with your right hand to extend that stretch just a little bit more. So working with your body and what works best for you. 2 more breaths here. And then let's take that over to the other side again, encouraging it to stretch out as much as is comfortable for you. You might find this side a little easier or more challenging than the left side. That's normal. We're not even on both sides. And release the hands down. And from the top of your mat, we're going to step the left foot across to the right side and step the right foot across to the left side. So our feet are in a kind of an X. Clasp your hands and just draw them up over the head, following it with your gaze. As we take 3 breaths here. Just getting a lovely, simple stretch to the front of the body. And releasing the hands down. Let's take that to the other side. So step the right foot across to the left And the left foot across to the right. Again, don't worry about how big the X is. Just go with your body. Clasp your hands. Raise them up. Follow it with your gaze. One more breath. And releasing the hands, bringing the feet back to the front, toes together, heels apart, raising the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze. And again, swan diving down into your forward fold. Take a breath. Lifting halfway, hands on hips. Keeping the gaze on the floor, on the mat as your halfway lift. And forward fold again. Bend the knees, come all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze. Swan dive down for a breath. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And then bend the knees, come all the way up last time. Palms together, raise the gaze. Into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees and come all the way up. Draw the hands down into prayer. We're going to sit back into our chair. So again, keeping the feet as they are, bending the knees, let the hips push back as you lower down, trying to keep those knees from going too far in front. So we don't want them coming right over the toes. Bring them back so they're almost over the ankles. Raise the arms up. One more breath here. Draw the arms behind you, taking 3 breaths. And then bringing the hands into prayer, shift the weight into the right foot and raise the left foot up onto your right thigh, flexing that left foot. One more breath here. Letting the left foot come down as you just shift sides. One more breath. And bringing that right foot down. From here, still keeping the legs like this. Forward fold over the legs. Let the right hand come down onto the mat as you raise the left hand up, following it with your gaze. One more breath here. And taking that to the other side. Deepening the twist as much as you can. And bringing that right hand down, bend the knees. And come all the way up to stand. Good, palm, hands together. And from here, once again, raising the arms up over the head, this time clasp the fingers and take a little bend to the right and a breath. Coming back to upright. And a bend to the left. And back to upright. Take a little back bend. And back to the center. Sweeping the arms out to the side. Come down into a forward fold. Sit the hips down as you just raise the right hand up. Follow it with your gaze. Changing over to the left. Coming back to the center, drawing the arms behind you, coming all the way up. Bring the hands down into prayer. Good, let's do that a couple of times. Hands up, you can have just the palms together or the hands clasped, whichever you prefer. Taking a bend to the right. Back to the center. And to the left. And center. Nice back bend. Forward fold in through your swan dive. Bringing the hips down low as you draw the right hand up. And then taking it to the left. Bringing both hands down. Let the hands come behind you. And then make your way all the way up for one last time. Bending to the right. Then coming to the straight. And bend to the left. Back to the center. Having your back bend. Back to the center. Through to your forward fold. Bringing the hips down and raising the right hand up. Switching to the left. Both hands down, bring them behind you as you then come all the way up, bringing the hands down into prayer. Really well done. Okay, let's take it from here into a tree pose. So turning that left foot out to the side, you might prefer to have your hands on your hips or a wall nearby to put your hand on to help with the balance. Shifting the weight into that right leg, bring that left foot up onto your calf or your thigh, whichever works best for you today. Finding a gaze point, softening the gaze. And taking 3 breaths here. Standing nice and tall. Engage the core. And then when you're ready, releasing that left foot and switching it to the right. Nothing in my mind is like a tree pose for bringing clarity. to your mind. It's a very clear pose, but it also requires a lot of stillness, calmness, and also concentration. And that brings clarity. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, releasing that right foot down, sweeping the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze. And from here, sweeping down into a forward fold. This time let the hands come flat down onto the mat, and we're going to just step back into a downward dog from here. So just step the feet back and start pedaling those legs to just help get a little bit more stretch into them. They've done quite a bit of stretching, but nonetheless, the downward dog requires a bit more from them. So just let them warm up until you're ready to come to stillness. Having a nice length in your spine. Taking 2 more breaths here. Raise the right leg up, stretch it out behind you and take a breath. Stepping it through, help it along the way if you need to, and come into a low lunge. Raise the arms up. And then bringing the hands down either side of the foot, we're going to curl the toes of that left foot, and we're going to step back into our downward dog again for 3 breaths. Raise the left leg up, stretch it out behind you, taking a breath. And step it through to come into your low lunge for a breath. Bringing the hands down, once again stepping back to your downward dog. Stretch that right leg out behind you. And step the right foot through. This time we're going to come into a runner's lunge. So step that left leg back a little bit further and allow that left leg to really stretch out. Keeping this bend in the right knee so it's over the ankle. So you want a nice bend here. So sometimes we end up kind of easing out that angle a little bit and it takes away from it. If you keep the knee over the ankle, it keeps a good stability in the leg, but also really helps to make sure you get the most out of the pose. 1 more breath here. Just hop that left foot across so the heels are in line with each other. Pop your right arm onto that right thigh and draw the left arm up past your ear. One more breath here. And then let the left arm point straight up to the ceiling and the right arm down to the floor for a triangle, which you can keep the knee bent or you can open the leg out, whichever you prefer. And you don't have to be touching the floor. You can be up a little bit. So work with your body. Then let's bring the hands down, swivel on that back foot so it faces towards the front, and step the right leg back so we come back into our downward dog. One more breath here. And then stretching that left leg out, take a breath. And step through. Once again, coming into your runner's lunge. So nicely stretched right leg. Looking to the front, finding that extra stretch in the leg. One more breath here. And pop that right foot across, lining up your heels. Pop the left arm onto the left thigh as you raise the right arm up past the ear. One more breath here. And then take it into a triangle. So right hand points straight up, left hand pointing straight down, and bring a little straightness to the front leg if you like. And bringing that right hand down, bending the knee. Swivel on that right foot as you step back once again into your downward dog. And from here, just walking the feet up to the hands, into your forward fold, bend your knees, and come all the way up, bringing those hands down into prayer, taking a breath. Bringing the hands onto the hips, we're going to step the right leg back. So it just comes straight back. Not too far, but far enough, but you want to have both legs now straight without locking the knees and both feet facing forward. And from here, we're going to fold forward, bend your knee as much as you need to, and clasping the hands, draw them away from the back. With each breath, just encouraging that fold to go a little bit deeper. And releasing the hands, bringing them down to frame the foot, and step that right foot forward, coming all the way up to stand as we take that to the other side. So stepping the left leg back, both feet firmly planted on the mat. Opening out both legs without locking the knees. Hinge at the hips over this front leg, clasping those hands behind the back as you come forward into the fold. So you should get a really nice stretch on that front leg. Each breath just deepening that fold. And releasing the hands to frame the foot once more and step that left foot up to meet the right, forward fold, bend the knees. And come all the way up, bringing those hands into prayer. Good, let's take it to the long side of the mat. And from here, we're going to just sit back, bending the knees, sitting back, coming down to rest your hands on your thighs, and let that left shoulder look towards the right leg, and then vice versa. And just taking it from side to side here. Once more on each side. And bring the hands down onto the mat. Start to heel toe those feet out a little bit wider. And bringing some straightness to the legs. Again, without locking the knees. Come into a forward fold. Feeling that stretch now on the insides of your thighs. Two more breaths here. And then drawing those hands behind you, clasping them as you draw them away from your back, helping you to deepen that fold even more. One more breath here. And releasing the hands, bringing them down onto the mat as you heel toe the feet to about hip width apart and make your way down onto all fours for a tabletop. And in your tabletop, having your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees, feet straight out behind you. Lining up those index fingers and just activating the hands so there's a bit of action going on. And let's do a few cat-cows here. Always so nice for the spine, so good for it to move through its full range of motion. You've done all your side stretches and your twists. And now it's just time to move each vertebrae up and down. You can link it with your breath. Remembering to continue with that victorious breath. I hope you're finding each pose today is very simple and clear, in keeping with our clarity theme. And then coming back to stillness in your tabletop. And as you're here, just begin to engage that core. Keeping the core engaged, stretch the right leg out and up to hip height. Toes pointing down. As you reach the left hand out, keeping the gaze on the mat. Let the core help you here. Two more breaths. And bringing it back. Let's take it to the other side. Stretching out that left leg. Open out the right hand. With your left hand, keep a softness in the elbow. 2 more breaths here. And bringing them back into your tabletop. With your left hand, raise it up and follow it with your gaze. Getting a nice twist. And then taking that over to the other side. And coming back to the center with the right leg, lifting it up, this time keeping the knee bent. And with your left hand, if you can reach your right foot, do. And drawing it up, pushing the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. If you can't reach it, that's fine. Just let the hand point towards the leg as you raise that leg up as much as you can while keeping the knee bent. Getting a good stretch into the quad, the glutes having to work a little bit here. One more breath. And releasing the leg to take it to the other side. And then letting it go and pushing back into a child's pose. One more breath here. And drawing yourself up. So you're on your knees. And again, we're going to have just a little bit of work for the quads as we just come back a little bit and hover. So you just have a slight lean, only if your body can take it. One more breath. And coming to upright. We're going to come into a seated pose. So if you like to have a block, do. And pop onto it. If not, that's fine. Whatever way wherever you're sitting, cross the legs. Sit up nice and tall, equal weight on both seat bones. And let's clasp those hands together and very slowly draw your arms up past your face, all the way up over the head, arms running up past your ears. Release your fingers, draw the arms back and bring it around to the front. And again, clasping the fingers, slowly bringing the arms up till the arms are running past your ears, then release, open them out and come around to the front one more time. Slowly drawing up, all the way, release, draw the arms back and come back down to the center. Good, and from here, taking the left hand, Bring it out to the side and then draw it on around behind you, following it with your gaze. You can use your right hand on your left leg to give you a little bit more leverage. Two more breaths here. And then bringing the hand back to be just pointing out to the side. Raise it up to the ceiling as you just lower yourself down. So your forearm is on the mat, and raise your gaze. And bringing yourself back to center, let's take that to the other side. So drawing the right arm all the way to point behind you, using the leg to just help you deepen that twist. Two more breaths here. Bringing it back, raising it up as you come down onto your left forearm. Let the gaze follow the hand. One more breath. And coming back to upright. Good. If you're on a block, pop off it as you just let the legs come out nice and long in front of you. We're going to come into a forward fold over these legs. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Hinge at the hips to connect the lower rib cage with the thighs. And then you can begin to open out the legs to just intensify that stretch. Two more breaths here. And then drawing yourself back to upright, bending the right knee. So the right foot is against that left leg and just folding forward over the left leg. And drawing up as we take that to the opposite side. Right leg out long, left foot up against that right thigh. One more breath here. And drawing up. Swinging around to the center as you open the legs out nice and wide. And let's fold forward here for our last pose, keeping those feet flexed. Just folding forward, letting that chest get closer to the mat. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can bring the arms behind you again, clasping them, raising them up behind you. Two more breaths here. And releasing the hands, drawing yourself up, swinging around. And coming to lie down. And lying down, just hug your knees into your chest and take a little bit of movement here. And coming to stillness, let the feet come down onto the mat. The arms come out into a T and the knees fall over to the right with the gaze to the left. And then taking that over in the opposite direction. Coming back through center. Let the legs come out long, the feet flop out to the side. And bring the arms down beside you, palms facing upwards. And thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope you found some clarity in it and enjoyed it. We have a really nice relaxation now. I'd encourage you to stay till the end, because there's a lovely poem that I'll read. So for now, just relax, let go, and allow your body to absorb all of that work. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your calves and shins, your knees front and back. Letting go your thighs front and back. Letting go your glutes and pelvis. Letting go the whole back of your body and shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, backs of your hands, palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaws, chin, lips, and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take some time here for gratitude. Gratitude for the special people that are in your life. And gratitude for all that is good in your life today. And let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose, filling your belly. Pause, and then exhale. Each breath just feeling like you're making a deeper and deeper connection with your inner self. Swinging in the rain. I followed my dear friends to the edge of a cliff and was greeted by a peculiar thing. There, standing on the edge of the earth, was a swing set waiting just for me. Her thick black seat and strong metal arms cradled me while together we flew into the starry night canvas, sprawling, dark blue, except for a splatter of twinkling firefly speckles from the cityscape to the moon. Each time she lifted me, I felt closer to the heavens. I raised my chin and let the gentle kiss of raindrops wash away my sins, cleansing and revitalizing my body like a baptism. I'll never forget the smell of the rain on the freshly sprouted grass with dewdrops made from the breath of my friends hanging delicately in the sweet air, like glass beads strung on a wire, while the crisp wind carried me higher and higher, and the most brilliant masterpiece ever created was painted across the entire night sky.